Hey, welcome to the Plumbing Gears. My name is Carson. On this channel, we strive to save you money and keep you informed on all the proper plumbing practices. Today, we are on site and we did a poly B replacement. So we removed all the poly B, we had to cut the drywall, and we put in new PEX lines. So we're just going to quickly go through and kind of show you how we did that. And I'm going to start in here because this was the hardest part of the job, and it usually is. If you get a Roman tub filler, so it's just like a drop-in tub, and then the tub filler is usually almost impossible to get at. We got a little bit lucky. If you can look down in here, there was an access panel here. It was only cut to like right here. But we ended up just actually making it a bit bigger with our straight edge flat tool. And then we were able to get in there. We had to actually solder on some sweat PEX bullets. And we adapted to copper and then back to PEX. And it was really the only way we could do it. And we actually were able to get the poly B out. So sometimes it's really difficult to do this. We made it work there. And then everything else the big stuff is all downstairs where we cut the drywall. There's a hole here. I think they had a leak here. So we ended up actually, you can see there, we had to unsweat the old poly B. So this is like a delta valve. We had to take everything apart, take the cartridge out, and take out the old poly B adapter and sweat on a new one, and we just ran some PEX lines. And we were able to actually just crimp onto the old poly B lines from below and just pull them up. And that way we didn't have to actually cut any of this out. So that made it easier for us. All right, now we're over here in the other bathroom. That was the master. This is the main bathroom upstairs. Same thing, we had to cut a hole in the drywall and remove the old sweat adapters from the poly. And we just kind of, like I said, we took the same things over there. We took the cartridge out, took the guts out of the valve, and sweat on new PEX adapters, and then just fished in the new PEX lines downstairs. And then over here, it's pretty basic. Everything was up through the floor, so we were able to just fish the lines up through the cabinet and reuse the holes that were there, and we just put on and tied into the sink and the toilet, and we will go downstairs. All right, now we're in the laundry room, and this is actually directly below where we just were. So the main bathroom is upstairs, and the laundry we did from the backside. We'll show you that, but we were able to actually only cut 3 holes in here and then 1 hole in the backside here. So we try to always cut as minimal holes as possible. And the company that we're working with to do these poly B replacements, they want us to keep the drywall pieces, so we try to cut them as straight and good as possible. And then we actually just leave the pieces up in the ceiling. If you can see there, where we just leave the pieces up so that when the drywall guy comes in, he puts his backing in, and he can reuse those pieces and just does his patch work, and then they paint over it and whatever. So we tied everything in. We shoved the PEX lines up. You can't see everything, but it's just a water line. We just ran 3/4 to as far as we can, and the last 2 fixtures we go 3/4, half, and after that we just branch off of 3/4 halves to whatever we need to tie into. So we're going to hop on the other side. All right, so this is the other side of the laundry room. We sent 3/4 up for the cold because there was a toilet and a sink up there, and then the shower line was actually on the other side here. This is where that shower was upstairs, the tub and shower. So we just dropped those, like I said, we fished the lines down from the old poly B lines. We just tied into them, pulled them down, and then tied into the 3/4 here, and dropped 3/4 down into the basement. You'll see after where we tied those in. And then the laundry, unfortunately, it was an old 1.5-inch line, so we just cut out the old laundry, adapted to the 2-inch, dropped our new PEX lines down, put a whole new laundry box with hammer arresters on it, because that is code here. All right, then we cut a hole on the back side of the kitchen here. This is below the master, that first bathroom that we were in with the big tub there. So we ended up being able to reuse the holes, and we just fished our new lines in a nice big double wall here. So there's actually a gap. We didn't even have to drill any holes. We just fished them up over. Then we're going to hop in on the other side and show you what we did over there. All right, so here is probably the majority of the work for us, the most cutting and kind of thinking of like how that master bathroom works, because we had the toilet over here where that hole is there, and then the shower was here. So I kind of just started with this one hole, knowing that, actually that's a lie. I started over here with this hole here, because this is where the old lines came up. It was like a semi-home run, so it all was 1/2-inch lines going down, but we just changed it to like just a normal 3/4 tie-in. And so I started with this hole, kind of found where the sink was and the tub was. The tub lines are actually over here, so they were able to just fish in and tie in here. And then I knew that the toilet and the shower was over here, so I just kind of like did some measurements from upstairs off the wall, and I just started cutting my holes, and it all kind of worked out. So again, we leave our pieces of drywall up in the ceiling, and if there's a case where I can't fit this big piece of drywall in the ceiling, I just leave it close for the drywaller to know where it is. So we just tied the the toilet, the shower in together and fished our lines. I drilled, so the nice thing is I only had to cut one hole here and one hole here, and I have a joist here and here, but I was able to drill on this side of this joist and then this side of this joist and just fish my lines through, so I'm not having to cut like too many holes and have too many patches for the drywall guy. And then again, try to cut as minimal as possible where we can. We fish lines and make sure we reach in and put J-clips in and stuff like that. And those are just those 2 3/4 lines that were on the other side. And now I think we're going into the basement. All right, now we're in the basement, and I'm going to just kind of start with the kitchen, and we'll move our way across where we kind of end up in the mechanical room. So here we actually tried to fish through and pull through the J-clips like some people say you can do it, but once you put a poly B to PEX adapter coupling on there, it's really difficult to actually pull the line through the J-clips, so it doesn't always work out that way. So because we like to actually put J-clips on our lines and not just have them bang around in the ceiling, we always like to cut as minimal as possible, but make sure that we can still get a J-clip in when we need to. And another one was this line actually went through like a triple joist here and went up through another joist, so it was like almost impossible. So we cut a hole here, there's the hot and cold line to the kitchen, and we just ran them back and we clipped them where we could. And then right here we had to cut a hole. This is just the bulkhead ceiling where the heat runs are and stuff, so it's nice. It was like nice and wide open. This is where the old lines were. And this is where the lines came down from the kitchen, 2 3/4 inch lines. And then we just kind of kept following along here, and we just cut our holes. We went a bit bigger than we would normally like. We're going to start actually, the next one we're going to actually make a 20-inch by 20-inch template for doing these ceiling ones and just mark it. And then we have the Makita drywall saw, and it's super simple, a little backpack vacuum and everything. Maybe we'll do a video on that next time. And then anyways, we just kept going with our 3/4, and there's also a hose bib there that ran over there, and that just goes outside. We put all new PEX lines in, new hose bibs, new lines to the fridge, everything. 0 poly B left over except for the line coming up out of the ground. It's almost like we can't do that. So we just keep going through here. We cut our drywall. Again, we keep it as neat as possible, and we keep all the pieces for the drywaller to actually come in here and easily replace. And again, we just came through here, and our 3/4 and our hose bib just run directly right into the mechanical room, and we're going to jump in there. Okay. All right, so this is where the lines came in. This is the mechanical room, and we have a bathroom on this other side. I'm not going to really show you that because it's just a 3-piece bathroom, and it was actually already connected, so we didn't do any cutting over there. It was a basement development or something, so it was all PEX lines coming in here. So we just actually tied into existing PEX lines, and then our 3/4 run through here. And then where we were kind of that one upstairs, the one bathroom, the main bathroom, the laundry, the 2 3/4 came down in the 1/2-inch lines. These are for the laundry, and these are for the 2 3/4 going up to that main bathroom, feeding that. And then these are some more lines. There's another, these are going into that bathroom too. And then came over here and we ran our hose bibs. We always run our hose bibs directly back to the main, and we put a shut-offs on them with the stop and drains on them, and sometimes we'll even put the hose bibs on, but they didn't want us putting those on in this job, so we just did that. And we tied back into the meter and got rid of all the poly B except for obviously this main line is poly B, so we just adapted to the valve. There's not much we can do about that without them ripping up their yard and ground and stuff. So then we just came over and tied into the hot water tank and got rid of as much poly B as possible, and a lot of this was already pre-installed, so we just adapted to this PEX to PEX here, and we adapted the copper to PEX, and we just crimped on with a Pro Press tool. Alright, so that's our poly B job. If you have any questions, or maybe you guys do things differently, or if you have any questions at all and you're trying to do your own, I don't recommend doing it yourself. You should probably hire a plumber, and we actually are starting to link certain people with other companies around, like no matter where you are in North America. If you're watching this in North America, we can connect you to another plumbing company, and we will help you and make sure that you are getting the right service and the right amount, and you're paying the right amount and things like that. So let us know if you have any questions, and if you're interested in what I was just talking about, just click the link below. You can email us, contact us, and we'll see you on the next one.